In this video, I'm going to be looking at a GCSE style question on ratio, which is one of the common things which is coming up in your maths GCSE examinations now. So let's look at this question. In a village, the number of houses to the number of flats is 7 to 4. The number of flats to the number of bungalows is 8 to 5. There are 50 bungalows in the village. How many houses are there? So the first thing that I think you should be looking at is underlining the key parts of the question so that you're clear what it is you've got to do and how you're going to answer it. So first important thing is to get the ratios. So here we have houses to flats and the ratio is 7 to 4. And on the next line, flats to bungalows and the ratio is 8 to 5. Okay. The next important point is the fact that we have 50 bungalows, and it's important that we've got that because then that's a number that we can use to answer the question in a minute. And then the last thing that's really important is that you know what exactly it is you're being asked. So in this question, it asks you how many houses there are, and that has to be clear in your head. So the first thing you need to look at is, as I said, the fact that you have 50 bungalows here, okay? So the only ratio that includes bungalows is this one here, which is 8 to 5, and the 5 relates to bungalows. So that means that 5 parts is equal to 50, okay? In this case 50 bungalows, but it could also be the houses or the flats. It just relates to the number 50. So that means quite easily that 1 part is 10, and therefore when we're looking at the number of flats is 8 parts, so therefore 8 parts is equal to 80, okay? So that means that we know there are 80 flats, okay? So that's the first important piece of information that we've got. Now, we can look at the ratio that includes flats, which is houses to flats here, which is 7 to 4, okay? Now, I think the easiest thing to do here is to try and make this ratio into something similar to this ratio here. So in this ratio, the parts relating to flats was 8, and as you can see, there's a relationship here. The parts relating to flats in the first ratio is 4. Quite easily, if we double this whole ratio, we then have 4 becomes 8, 7 becomes 14, and we have the same number of parts relating to flats in both ratios. So we can change that ratio of 7 to 4 by doubling each side, which gives us 14 to 8. Okay. Now we know that the 8 parts for the number of flats related to 80, okay, it's going to be the same here, so we know that an equivalent ratio gives us that that is 80, and I think it's quite easy to then see all we're doing is multiplying by 10, okay, which we can do here as well, which would give us 140, and that part there is the number of houses, and so therefore our answer to this question is that there are 140 houses, which is what you've been asked to do.